Good evening. Testing 1, 2, 3. Good evening, everyone. Look at you guys. Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, V. Richardson, and we are live from the minivan. There it is. I actually cleaned it for you guys because this is a special occasion. All right. As you can see, I have on my favorite color, purple. And it's special because this is the t-shirt for Miss Donahue, who is running for at-large seat on Loudoun County School Board. And she is definitely going to try to outdo Mr. Craig Buckley's show. She already told me that. So we're going to see if that's going to happen. So as you people know, listen, you know me. I've been doing this show for a few years now. So Live from the Minivan is all about profiling leaders and those in our community that are making a difference. And Ann is certainly doing that. So without further ado, I'm going to switch the camera around, and the next person you see is Ann. And there she is. Hey, Ann.
Hi, V. Hi, everyone.
Hey, great to see you. You look wonderful.
Thank you.
We are in Leesburg, Virginia, at Ann's wonderful home. And listen, guys, she has a peacock named Beyonce. All right, that's the best thing I've heard all year. Okay, so this is going to be a great interview. So, Ann, let's start out by asking you, what in the world made you decide to run this year, in this climate, in this county, in this Commonwealth?
Sure. I get that question a lot. You might not be surprised to know that people ask that a lot. And it's funny because I never wanted to run for anything. That was never part of my life plan, to be a politician, to run for any kind of elected office. But I have always wanted to do what I can to help my community and be a public servant. That's always been really important to me. And my kids are 6 and 10. They're in 1st and 4th grade in LCPS. So we care about the school system. My sister-in-law has been a teacher in LCPS for a very long time. And I went to public schools myself. I am a very strong supporter of public education. I think it's the right of every kid in our county to have an excellent world-class public education. And I have been a little troubled the last several years seeing the attacks that have been waged against teachers and public education, not just in Loudoun, but all over the country, that I find really troubling. And I also have been a little unhappy to see the divisiveness that has come around our, that it seems to be dominating the headlines with everything related to our schools and our school board here. So I have started to become a little more politically active the last couple of years, in a supporting role only, for people that I respect and admire and support. But some friends asked if I would be interested in running for school board, and I said, "Are you kidding? No." Definitely not. But when you find someone, I will support the heck out of them. But I couldn't stop thinking about it once they asked, and the more I thought about it, the more interested I became in helping, doing what I could to serve the students and the families of our county. So I woke up one morning in March, and there was one candidate who had already declared for the race, and that person frankly just does not represent my values and priorities. And I thought, I need another option for me to represent me on the school board, and I bet I'm not the only person in Loudoun who feels that way. And there was another news story that day, I forget which one it was, about the governor and the Attorney General of Virginia launching another new investigation into Loudoun County and telling us how we should be running our schools. And I said, that's it. I'm tired of people who don't live here and don't have kids in our system telling us how we should be providing them with a great education.
Absolutely.
So that's what made up my mind. I said, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna speak for all the parents and families in our community who do think that Loudoun is a great place and that Loudoun County schools are great schools and have the potential to be even better.
Okay, great. Well, as a lot of people in my audience know, my kids came up through Loudoun County Public Schools, and when I decided to run for Leesburg Town Council back in 2017, oh my goodness, my kids were both in middle school. And when they asked me to run, the most important thing for me at the time was that the schedule that I knew I was going to have in running a full-on campaign, I didn't want it to interrupt my home life. Well, it did. Okay? But sometimes they say, "Oh, it won't interfere with anything." This is a full-time job, and I know you are realizing that right now. So what do you do to have some kind of balance?
Sure, it is challenging. I do work a full-time day job, plus the 2 young kids, plus trying to campaign, which, as you say, takes up a lot of time. So I try to carve out some time that I can spend with my kids every day, even if it's just 5 minutes, to talk to them about their days, if I have time to take them to a playground or a skate park or something, or even just play with them in our yard, just to have a few minutes to have some quiet time with my kids. I try to do that with my spouse too. That's a little more challenging. So I do that, and I also, a big thing for me is I go to church every Sunday, and I've been very firm about that, that I don't do campaign activities on Sunday mornings because I go to church because it's important to me. And that, for me, is also a really good opportunity for me to kind of disconnect from all the stress and pressure of the campaign and the other life responsibilities and recenter myself among friends.
I like those words, recenter, and I do believe that a strong faith foundation will also help you through this process. It's grueling, so I know I've been there. Great. Now, when you decided you were going to run for office, what did your family say?
So my spouse said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I talked mostly with him, several conversations with him before I even felt out other family members about it, because he's the first one that I knew needed to. I knew that we had to be in agreement because, and that's what I told him. And honestly, I'm an attorney. That's my day job. I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at convincing people to do things, even if they kind of don't want to. So, I did tell him several times, if you don't think this is a good idea and you don't want me to do this, I need you to say so, because I won't do it if we feel like it's going to be too difficult for our family, because that was very important to me. Not to, obviously there's some disruption of our normal lives, but it was really important to me to try and minimize that and not put too much pressure on my spouse in particular. Right. So he, he had some concerns about how much time it would take and frankly, possible negative repercussions, because as you know, and I'm sure your viewers know, the electoral politics in Loudoun County, especially around the school board, can be very hot-headed. And so we have done, but we talked about ways to try and safeguard our family's privacy and, insulate, especially our kids, from any negative consequences that might be connected to me running for office. Our families were cautiously supportive, I would say.
Okay, great. Now, you have young kids in the school system. Before you decided to run, were you actively involved with the PTO or any committees in your kids' school? And was that one of the drivers for you deciding to run?
So I was involved. My son, my older child, started kindergarten in 2019. So of course that spring was the COVID year. So I was on the PTA. I was a member of the PTA that year, which turned out to be the COVID year. And then he was home, and we had him in all virtual school for his first grade year. So I was in the PTA for that first year. I'm in the PTA again now. I wasn't officially a member in between, but I have continued to volunteer at the school for different functions. I've been to career day. I've helped with field day. I help with teacher appreciation projects and other events in the school. And I try to come in to visit when I can. And I would say, I don't think I would say it's directly part of why I wanted to run, but I do, because, as I said, my sister-in-law has been a teacher for a long time in the system, and many of her friends, people that I've become friends with since I moved here, are also teachers. So it's much more been, when I've been interacting with teachers, a big part of what convinced me to run was hearing them say over and over again over the past several years that their job just keeps getting harder and harder, that they don't feel supported by by the administration, that they don't feel valued, they don't feel respected, and a lot of them, unfortunately, have been deciding to leave our system and our county, which is a real loss. You know, they're incredibly hardworking, dedicated professionals. Every teacher that my kids have had, when I've talked to them, they're so passionate and so genuinely devoted to and positive about my kids and the other kids in their class. And it's difficult to see these wonderful teachers who are doing this incredibly hard and incredibly difficult job feel like maybe they're going to have to stop doing it because the environment has become so negative for them. And I thought that is definitely something that if I can help improve that situation, I want to do that because I want our teachers to love it here. I want them to want to stay.
Awesome, awesome. Good segue into another question. Last question I'll ask you, well, next to last, I guess. I'm a recruiter by trade, and so, and I'm also a geek. So I keep on top of the stats in the employment field. I look at the Department of Labor reports. Don't tell anybody that. And I noticed a while back that the number of teachers that were leaving the educational field, leaving the school systems, is staggering. What are your top 3 goals or things that you want to accomplish or are accomplishing now with your race as you go forward that will ultimately help some teachers stay and attract others?
Sure. That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. So first, I support collective bargaining. As your viewers may know, the teachers in our county right now do not have the right for collective bargaining, but they are going through the process of asking the school board to approve to allow them to participate in collective bargaining, and I support that. I support that effort. I want the school board to allow it. I hope that will help when teachers have that ability to engage in collective bargaining with the administration. Also, the cost of living here, I know, is a huge obstacle for a lot of teachers.
Yes, it is. For a lot of people.
For a lot of people, yes. For a lot of people generally. And for our educators, Loudoun County has the highest median income in the country. We are commonly referred to as the richest county in America. But on average, we pay our educators $5,000 less than the average teacher in the rest of the United States, which is absurd that we expect our teachers to be able to live here when we don't even pay them as much as teachers in other geographic areas make. So mostly when people are talking about, well, how do we make the cost of living more affordable for teachers, they look at increasing salaries. Certainly, I think that's appropriate, but I also think that we need to be looking at other possible solutions that would help with those costs. And of course, the school board itself has limited ability to make changes that would help teachers. But if we come up with ideas and have good proposals that are supported by solid theories and evidence, then we can be in a better position to lobby the Board of Supervisors, to lobby the General Assemblies, to try and make some change. So, for example, I would love to see some block grants going to our schools to help teachers pay for the cost of school supplies. Our teachers should not be paying for their classroom supplies out of their own pocket.
Absolutely.
Or if there's a way to give them some kind of either local, county, or state tax breaks on property taxes or income taxes that could maybe go towards the cost of their mortgage payments, or favorable terms on down payments, or tax break on their property taxes, because that's their salary, right? Like the property taxes here go to pay their salaries. Could we look at that as an option? Things like that. Maybe even working with local businesses. A lot of local businesses have like rewards programs where they give discounts to first responders, which is great. I love that they do that. They absolutely should. Could we interest them in including teachers in that as well? So other things besides just increasing salary, I think we need to look outside the box to find other ways to make life in Loudoun County more affordable for our teachers. And then my third priority is specifically directed at the teachers feeling, I keep hearing from them that they feel like they're not being heard, like they don't have enough input into what is happening in our schools. So what I would love to see is at the school board meetings, the every other Tuesday board meetings, anyone who's watched them will know there's a spot on the agenda that is devoted to a report from the superintendent, which is certainly a good thing. The board needs to know what's going on in the school from his perspective. The public needs to have that information too. But why don't we have a slot for some representative of teachers? I don't know if that would be from individual educators themselves, someone from the LEA. There, I think, should be some mechanism to allow for direct feedback to the school board from educators themselves, from their perspective. They're the ones that are in the front line every day, working in our school buildings, working with our students, and they seem to me to be in the best position to know what some of the problems are that need to be addressed, and likely have great ideas about how to address them. And that input I think would be invaluable for the board in weighing decisions, how to address issues in our schools.
Awesome. And so, like this video I saw years ago, there was this panel, I think it was in the UK, and the panel was on women's reproductive issues. And there were no women on the panel. Okay? That's absurd. And it's absurd that we would not have that sort of representation somewhere on the board or in the county that really advocates for teachers. So I like that idea. So let's take a brief pause and say hello to those that are here. Hello, Valerie Miller. Meet Ann. Hello, Greta. Greta Richardson is my sister-in-law. Hi. All the way from D.C. She's watching. Hey, Greta. Miss Tori Truesdale. You know Tori.
I do. Hi, Tori.
She said, go, Ann. Sending love to both you ladies with a little heart. Aw, that's her. Shay Fallon, who's my Mocha Mom sister. She's tuning in. She's a president, founder of a wonderful nonprofit. And she's one of the people that'll you should meet along the lines. Christine, hey Christine. Christine Condi's on here.
Hey, Christine.
She says, and for Loudoun.
Oh, thank you.
And those are all the people that I can see. There are probably others. But so before we go on to the rapid fire questions that Craig loves so much, and you will too, sort of pop culture questions. You want to give a shout out to a special young woman who manages all of your social media.
Yes, I do.
Tell the crowd about her.
Yes, I do. If y'all don't know Isabel, Isabel F. is my social media manager for my campaign. Thank goodness she agreed to take over that job because I am not good. You said you're a bit of a geek. I am
Yes.
terrible with technology.
Yes.
And she is fantastic. She's become a great friend in addition to being a wonderful supporter and excellent at social media.
Yes.
I get the updates all the time about how many more followers I have, and she'll text and say, "Did you see how many we have?" And I said, do I see how many you have?
Exactly.
I know this is all you.
And
yeah.
I love Iz because she helped me out of a couple binds, and I couldn't figure something out. And I profess to be a computer geek expert. Well, she helped me out a couple times, so we love her.
Yes.
Thank you, Iz.
Thank you, Iz.
All right, now, people, let me turn this around for a second. People, look, don't send me any ads, okay? I'm getting ready to ask Ann some pop culture questions. It is what it is. I don't need any comments from the peanut gallery about my questions, okay? Let's go ahead and do this. All right, let's turn you back around. All right, Ann, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, first question. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce. I mean, the peacock.
The
right?
peacock.
I mean,
Beyonce.
you knew what
I
that
wish
was gonna be.
Beyonce would make an appearance right here by your steps and all that. But anyway, we'll get her next time. Okay. All right, second question. The Rolling Stones have a new album coming out. I think Mick Jagger is about 127 years old. So if Mick Jagger and the Stones do another tour, will you be there or not?
That's a great question. I've never seen them live.
I haven't either. I'm
so
waiting. This is
maybe
probably
I'll
our
try.
last chance.
It probably is our last chance.
Because he may not be moving like Jagger for much long.
If I can afford it.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's the same thing I thought. Good answer, good answer. Okay. Pop culture question number 3. TikTok or Instagram? What do you say?
I don't know. That's an is question.
Just say TikTok. Okay, thank you. Good answer. Good answer. Iz would probably agree. All right, great. I had to coach you on that one. All right, last pop culture question. If you could have dinner with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh no. I've had this question
Look who's
before.
here!
Oh.
It's Beyonce!
There she
Look,
is.
everybody, there she is. You open the door. Go ahead and open the door. Will she fly? She won't get nervous, will she?
She might get a little nervous.
There is Beyonce. Oh
she
my
is.
God, everybody, look at her. She's awesome. Hey, Beyonce. I'm so glad you came out, honey. Good to see you. She's beautiful.
She is lovely.
Thank you. Thank you for Beyonce, thank you for being alive from the minivan. We love you. Bye-bye. That made my day. That was awesome. Oh my God.
You never know what's going to turn up in our house.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. So anyway, if you could have dinner and talk to any celebrity or high profile person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Wow. There's so much pressure on that question because there's so many choices. At the risk of being accused of sucking up, I think I would say President Obama.
Okay. Oh, good choice. Good choice. Always a good choice. I would probably choose, or Michelle. Either one. I take either one. All right. Bonus question. Last one. Then we will wrap up. This is a big question, Ann. I think Craig got this one right, but I know you're going to do much better. Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie.
Ah! Give me a 5. You hear that, Craig Buckley? Excellent. Christine said, excellent choice. And she's giving you smiley faces. I love it. I love it. So do you have any parting remarks, anything you want my viewers and want the citizens of Loudoun and those that support our school board to know?
Yes, absolutely. Early voting is already happening.
Yes, it is.
Early voting is happening. You can vote Monday through Friday at the elections office on Miller Drive from 8:30 to 5 p.m. Last day to register early is this coming Monday, October 16th. But you can do same-day registration in Virginia. So even if you're not registered after Monday, you can still go and vote. So please do that. The election day is November 7th, and I hope you vote for me.
Yes.
But even if you don't, go out and vote. Our democracy works when people get out and vote. And I encourage strongly, absolutely everyone to get out and do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks so much, Ann. This was a pleasure. You are now a alumni of the Live from the Minivan show. You're awesome. You're now an official celebrity if you weren't before.
I'll put it on my resume.
And Christine says already voted for Ann. I early voted for you today, and Craig Buckley, and all up and down the blue ballot today, along with my 21-year-old son.
Yay.
So we are in there for you guys.
Thank
all
you so
right.
much, Steve.
Thank you so much, Ann.
Thank you.
All right, people. Listen, people. I got another meeting to run to. I can't see. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put my glasses back on so I can see what's going on this screen because it's a mess, people. Okay. Oh, there you are. Listen, folks. Like Ann said, early voting. Vote, vote, vote up and down the blue ticket. Grab one of those sample ballots as you walk into the election office on Miller Drive in lovely Leesburg, Virginia. Get out there, Loudoun County. Let's do it. Yeah, Ann wants to say one more thing. Please get out and vote. Don't let me see any of you on social media talking about, I don't have time. It closes at 5. I can't get there. I don't want to hear no excuses, okay? If Ann can do it and I can do it, you can do it. All right, one last word from Ann.
I just wanted to also remind people the ballot that you go to vote is going to have 2 sides.
2 sides, yes.
Do
it
both
does.
sides.
Yes.
Don't just stop after the front.
Yeah, because I made that mistake last term. Yeah, I didn't see the other side. Okay. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you, Dee.
All right, folks, this has been Live from the Minivan. This is Ann for At-Large School Board. This is her button. Do you see the button, people? Okay. Make sure you get it right when you get to the polls to vote. Love you guys. Take care. Bye, Ann.
Bye.